without a doubt, this is the best city in the world for me. And when I speak about Bangkok, I'm typically speaking of the Sukhumvit area, because that for me is the best area to stay in, especially for first-time visitors to Thailand. There is just everything there in terms of food, hotels, malls. You got the metro here, both the BTS, MRT, and I just love it here. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna take you on a little tour of the area so that you can get an idea of what it looks like. And along the way, I'm gonna show you the different areas that I like to hang out and the different areas that I find special. So I'm gonna be starting off at Terminal 21. Terminal 21 is one of the better malls here. I like the way that it's set up, where you have a lot of different sections set up for London, San Francisco, the US, etc. But one of the things that I really like about it is that at the bottom is a supermarket. It's called Gourmet Market, which is pretty much like a high-end supermarket. And also there are a ton of restaurants in there, especially on the, I think it's like the 4th and 5th floor. There are a lot of restaurants there, and there's a movie theater on the top floor. But right next to it is a department store called Robinson. In the basement of Robinson is a Tops supermarket. And I really prefer Gourmet Market because there's I just think there's like better products there. But at this particular location, the Gourmet Market is pretty small, and there's a lot more products and a lot greater variety at the Top supermarket. So as you can tell right now, you can see all the cars there. This is rush hour right now. There's always a lot of traffic over here, but especially right now. Right across the street is an SW1 Market. That's a new outdoor market with a lot of street food options. That market is fairly new. The last time that I was here in Bangkok, I don't remember seeing it. I don't think that's a place that locals go to. I did a video recently about working from home here in Bangkok, and there I went to a market with a lot of street food options where locals actually go to. And then right beside that market is like a little Korea area. So if you're into things like bingsu or any type of the Korean food, you can go over there and check that place out. It looks a lot better at night, but it is a very good area to go. So right here on the right is a Bata shoe store. I used to think that was a Peruvian shoe store, but I've since realized that I think almost every country that I've been to, they've had a Bata store somewhere. And this area is pretty built up, but they're still building new places over here all the time. There's like right across the street, it appears that they're building out a new looks like condo called 10th Avenue. So coming here, it's always changing. So you see that guy right there. They're selling a lot of products out on the street. At night, you're gonna find a lot more vendors out on the street selling different things. This area is very busy at all hours. That's one of the reasons why I like working here, because at night I take my lunch break at midnight because I work US hours. So I like going out for a walk at times, and even though, you know, midnight, 1 a.m. or whatever, there's always a lot of people over here. Right here you have an escalator. So I'm feeling lazy, I want to cross the street. I'll take that escalator, take the walkway over, and then I get over to the other side. Or you could just take the stairs. Hey, bro. So of course you got a McDonald's here. There's a McDonald's all over the place. Cool thing about this McDonald's is that this one is open 24 hours. However, you come in at night and you're gonna have to wait a while. So the street vendors are starting to show up. You can buy a lot of different products over here, but I think pretty much all of them are counterfeit. Even the medicine they sell, I believe, is counterfeit as well. This massage place right here, it's called SENZE Authentic Massage. I've been here before. It's a pretty good massage. But they have a lot of different massage options along this street. High end, low end, mid end. Whatever your budget is, you'll find a massage place for you. One thing about this area is that you will find a lot of men dressed like women, looking to sell services. I'll let you read into that however you want. The best thing to do if you're walking through here at night and you see them is to just not make eye contact. You know, give them enough space and just do not make eye contact, because they will try to sell you stuff that you're probably not interested in buying. And if they see you looking, they will assume that you're interested. Then they're probably going to reach out and try to grab you, or this, that, and the other. So, you know, the best thing to do is just not make eye contact. Right across the street is the Landmark. This building is fairly new as well. I'm not certain when that was built. I'll have to look that up. I've not been to it yet, but it seems like a pretty good area. Different restaurants on the bottom floor. This place here, I believe, is open 24 hours. It's a seafood place. I've not been to it before, so I don't know what the quality of it is, but I've never seen it closed. No matter what time I walk through here, it's always closed. Got a lot of tuk-tuks here. I never used a tuk-tuk. They're cool to use. every once in a while to get the Bangkok experience. But they're going to cheat you. They're definitely going to overcharge you. It's best if you're looking to do any transit is to use the BTS and MRT. If you don't want to use that, I would highly advise using one of the transportation apps. I typically use Grab because for me that just tends to work out the best. But they also have Bolt, and I think they have a couple others, I'm not certain. But with Grab, you know, you're always guaranteed that the price, and you can just pay in the app. You don't have to have the exact cash or argue with the taxi or tuk-tuk driver. Oh, so down this, actually I walk right past it. Down this street is a little Arab area. Lots of Arab restaurants down there. Lots of different stalls. It's a pretty good place to check out, especially at night. In terms of the restaurants, there's always places there during the day, but at night is a different place. There's everything lights up. You got a lot more foot traffic, and it's just a better experience. So right now I'm across the street because I'm gonna continue going down the street, but crossing the street to me, there's a lot more to see and do on the other side from this point on. On the other side, going that way, there's a lot to see and do as well. But I just think on the side that just walks down, there's typically much more to see and do. So right across the street over here, down this road right here is Nana Plaza. I should say the notorious Nana Plaza. You can look online if you want to figure out what goes on there. So you see a lot of people riding on the back of the motorbikes. Motorbike taxis are really big here. If you're going to take a motorbike taxi, man, you really should wear a helmet. What a lot of people don't know, or what they choose to ignore, is the fact that in Thailand, every year there's over 14,000 deaths associated with motorbike accidents, where it's either, people, I think a lot of it has to do with people not wearing helmets. But at the end of the day, due to the sheer number of deaths associated with that, you want to make certain that you take all the precautions necessary. And seeing people riding around on the back of a motorbike with no helmet on, it's crazy to me. To me, I never ride a motorbike. Just not safe enough. So here's a gym, fitness 24/7. I've not been to that one. I typically use Jets Fitness when I'm in Thailand. And the reason why I use Jets Fitness is that, for one, they're open 24/7. And two, they're everywhere. So a lot of time when I'm out and I need to use the restroom and there's no place to go, I could just look for the nearest Jets. So throughout most of this area, you cannot cross the street unless you take one of these foot bridges. And I think the main reason why they have it set up like that is just traffic along this road is just horrendous, really, really bad. They really need to redo the roads in a lot of these areas, because beside this main road, you have a lot of side roads that are really, really small, or they just dead end. You got a lot of dead ends. And so, especially around rush hour, but actually throughout the entire day, traffic is really bad. So right across the street here, there's another seafood market. And that one I think also is open 24/7. If you've heard of Retired Walking for You, he used to do videos here in Bangkok as well, but he said that was a pretty good restaurant for seafood. So over here, this is another reason why the traffic is so bad. I don't know if you can see across there, but coming out of that highway, it's a toll road, and man, you do not want to be stuck there during rush hour. The traffic there during rush hour is just coming out of that off ramp, just really, really bad. Really, really bad. Over there on the left, you see the Siam Pharmacy. From my experience, there are 3 main pharmacies here. You have Siam Pharmacy, you have Boots, and there's a third one I cannot remember the name of right now.
Hello, how are you, boss?
Sawadi Kurap. Mấy chai. Home to buy Dun Lin. Home to buy Dun Lin. Home to buy Dun Lin.
Huh?
Home to buy Dun Lin.
Where you want to go?
Home to buy Dun Lin.
Yeah.
So you have this Siam Pharmacy. The Boots Pharmacy, you'll find that in a lot more places than a Siam Pharmacy. But this one right here in particular, especially if you're looking for, supplements, has a very large supply. In fact, I would say that, depending on what type of supplements you're looking for, they're going to have it. There's always a lot of foot traffic on this road. But right now, due to the fact that it's rush hour, there's a lot more. So we're about to come to my favorite mall up there on the right. I really love the buildings in this area. Really, really beautiful. So right across the street here, you have a HomePro, and that's kind of like a hardware store, like a Lowe's in the US. I've gone there frequently for different things like batteries and stuff like that. There's a time where I stayed at a place where the lights were just way too dim, and I ended up going there and getting a better, more powerful light bulb. But right across the street is the Central Embassy Mall. That is my favorite mall here in Thailand, and the main reason why it's my favorite mall is that it is a mall that is pretty much overlooked by a lot of people. It's a very high-end mall. It's very clean, very modern. But one of the things I really like about it is that you could go there during the day, eat at the restaurants, It's just not going to be there's not going to be a huge crowd there. And if you go to the top floor, at the top floor you will find a place, I believe it's called Open House, which is kind of like a cafeteria, but it's not really a cafeteria. It's just that you'll find a lot of different restaurants there. It's really, really comfortable. It's kind of set up almost like a library. So that's one of the places that I go to every once in a while if I want to do some work, because it's just really nice, really comfortable environment, and a lot of different places there with a lot of good food to eat. This is the One City Bangkok area. I've always meant to check out this place during the day, or during the work week, I should say. I've just not done it. But it's a very beautiful grounds. If you want a place that's kind of like a park to check out during the day, it's a good place to check out. So right connected to this mall is the Central Department Store. And the Central Department Store is a pretty good department store. There's a lot of different stores you can find on the inside. But one of the things that this place is really famous for is that during Christmas, there is a escalator that connects the Central Embassy Mall to the Central Department Store. And that escalator is open to the outside. I mean, well, it's not open, but it's enclosed with glass. But during Christmas, they will, and actually you can see the escalator right there. During Christmas, they will close it up and cover it with garland and everything and Christmas presents. And it is probably one of the top, most Instagrammable places that you will find here in Bangkok during Christmas. It's really beautiful. Right in between them is a Dior. If you want to check out that escalator during Christmas, you have to go into the Central Department Store, which is right there on the corner, and basically go to the basement area. I believe it's the basement area where the the food court is located. And then from there it's pretty easy to find the signage to get to the Central Embassy Mall. But again, that Central Department Store it's a pretty nice department store. I'm pretty certain that most of the high-end malls here have a Central Department Store in it. But if I'm not mistaken, this department store right here, which is a standalone department store, is the biggest of all of them. At least it's the biggest one that I've seen. So you have like the main malls and the main department stores there, but you also have, like, you see this Mercuryville. These are kind of side, really small malls, kind of like an indoor strip mall, in my opinion. But to me, it's pretty interesting going inside them and checking them out as well. So again, I said you should use the BTS and the MRT, especially during rush hour. But if you can, I would avoid them during rush hour. because it is very packed, very, very packed, especially if you're staying at the Terminal 21 area. Terminal 21 Mall is a very, very popular area for locals and tourists. So as a result, a lot of people get on and off at that location. So if you're going to that location, you're going to typically, especially around this time, it's going to be a lot of passengers. Watson's, yes. So this is the other main supermarket chain here in Thailand. Watson's Boots and Siam Pharmacy. So this mall right here is just testament to the fact that things can always change. When I first started coming to Thailand back in 2011, this was considered to be the other mall. It just was not very stylish, not very up to date. It's really kind of old. The stores inside were not all that great, but they renovated it maybe 2-3 years ago, and now it is just a really nice place to check out. You can see the Louis Vuitton, very nice. Got a Rolex over there. There is a all-you-can-eat buffet on the inside up here, I believe. That I don't remember the price. I've not checked it out yet, but a lot of people speak very highly of it. It's really, really nice restaurant. There are also some nice restaurants on the inside of their different stores you can check out as well. Across the street from it is I believe it's called Gaysorn Plaza. The mall right across the street from it. It's actually like 2 or 3 malls connected together. There used to be, and maybe it's still there, I'm not certain. There used to be a sushi spot there. It's pretty pricey. I saw it on a Mark Wiens video before, but the food was phenomenal. Probably the best sushi I've ever had. But this mall here is actually I think it's like 3 malls connected together. You have this Gaysorn Plaza. You walk all the way through. It's like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 floors. 3 or 4 floors. And you walk along it, and then you hit another mall. And then I think you walk out a little bit, and you go over to the Big C mall as well. So last but not least, you have here the Erawan Shrine. This is also one of the more famous spots here in Thailand. I won't get into the history of the bad thing that happened here, but this is a place you'll find a lot of people coming. The shrine looks really, really beautiful. But this is my favorite area in Thailand. You have right across the street from here, catty corner, is the CentralWorld Mall. Really, really beautiful mall, massive mall. That area right here really reminds me kind of like a Times Square for Bangkok, Thailand. But I will show you that area perhaps on another day. For now, for me, this video is coming to an end. So thanks for watching. If you like this kind of content, exploratory, checking out the city, don't forget to subscribe, and I will check you out in the next video. Peace.